when we begin to share the discoveries, the kinds of things that you and I have worked on our adult lives, and it's the foundation of this course, the science no longer supports either of those theories. The universe now appears to be alive, conscious, intelligent. It responds as a living entity to disturbances in other parts of the field. And the human body, and this is what's so exciting to me, the reverse engineering of the DNA in fossilized remains of ancient forms of life that we used to think were our ancestors. We used to think we descended from them. But that DNA is now telling us that something beautiful, powerful, mysterious, unexplained happened 200,000 years ago that makes us who we are, that gives us our neocortex 50% larger than our nearest primates, the complex neural network that allows us to self regulate our biology and to communicate with this field that not only is out there, but in here. We are the field. Every, I love the numbers. About 50 trillion cells in the average human, and each of those cells has about 100 trillion atoms. And every one of those atoms is emerging and collapsing into this field. The field, it's not like there's a field out there that connects all things. We are the field. And we are these eloquent disturbances in the field, these wrinkles held in place by our conscious choices. And when you really begin to unpack what that means, and Nassim, you're doing it so beautifully through the physics. A lot of the physics is only now, you're just now revealing that physics, and through the biology that now is peer reviewed. So this is rock solid peer reviewed science, but it's not being embraced by the mainstream. But you put those
Mhm.
together, it's
Yeah.
the new human story. We solve our problems, choose our relationships, heal our bodies, choose our policies. We elect our leaders based upon that story, and that story is changing. That's what's so beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to echo this because I want to clarify for the viewers that what you're saying, in terms of physics of unified, um, mass and gravity and forces and constants and conservation laws and so on. When you're saying we are the field, um, we can now say it in a formal understanding of that being the case, meaning clearly from these new mathematics, the unification of physics occurs because particles are coherent behaviors of the field in a given region of space. And when you have a coherent behavior of a Planck plasma in a region of space that in physics, you would call a Bose-Einstein condensate, or, a Fermi phase or a Fermi-Bose mix, you have a behavior of the field that produce a boundary, an event horizon, produce a charge, produce a thermodynamic effect, produce the forces, produce all this stuff that we call reality, but it is just the field, in a phase in which it's highly coherent in that region so that it appears as a particle to us at a certain scale. And so and it could be a star at another scale, it could be a galaxy at another scale, it could be, a supercluster at another scale, it could be a universe. And so all of a sudden you realize that all the separation we've made between the space or the field and the matter is just one thing. It's just the field, right? And as you say, we're thus a coherency, a local coherency of information of that field, right? That defines the universe from a very specific point of view. Like we are observing the field from a very specific point of view. We're gathering a very specific kind of information that any other coordinates in space in that field would not get. Meaning, we all would see this from a different perspective, right? So we would gather a different set of information. That's why we're all a little bit different wrinkles in the structure
Yeah.
of space.